Broncos country, to me, it doesn't matter the way in which you slice it. This is a playoff-like game coming up for our Denver Broncos against the Cincinnati Bengals. We don't want to go into the last week of the regular season, even if we might be playing the Chiefs backups or not, with our playoff hopes riding on making sure we get that last win of the last week of the season. Who knows? Who knows what would happen? What will happen? We could see the ghost of Carson Wentz come back after being in QB rehab with Andy Reid for a while and just see him light it up, man. I don't want to take that chance of seeing something that we haven't seen yet. Let's go and handle business this week with the pressure on against the Cincinnati Bengals. That's what I want to see. Is this team up to the challenge of winning a tough game with the team that's playing their best football right now in December, going into their environment on the road and getting a nice, solid, gritty, quality dub to clinch the playoffs hopes, to clinch a playoff berth, and to also eliminate their opponent from playoff contention as well? Man, I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Gonna get into a few more of my thoughts. Y'all be sure to let me know how you're feeling about this game in the comments. I'm lying to you guys if I'm saying I'm not a little nervous about this. I am. I had nervousness going into that Chargers game. Thankfully, Zach Taylor is not Jim Harbaugh, but the Bengals, they're playing their best football right now. They have their longest winning streak of the year right now. I'll share my screen so you guys can see this as well. But yeah, you can see it here on the left side here. They have knocked off 3 straight wins against the Cowboys, the Tennessee Titans, and the Cleveland Browns. Okay, not the best opponents, but that's kind of similar to where we've been at, where we've beaten the opponents with losing records, and we've lost to the opponents for the most part with records better than us. You can see they rebounded from a 3-game losing streak and have won 3 straight games to give themselves an opportunity to make the playoffs. And I was a bit disappointed, again, seeing Denver's lack of ability to close with the playoffs on the line against the Chargers. My hope is that they come out hungry, fired up to avenge that loss. I think that this is going to say a lot about the team, and if we've truly taken a step from last year in terms of us being ready for these types of games. The game against New England really comes to mind last year, where again we let Bailey Zappi light us up. Man, that was hard. It's important now going into this game right after Christmas. Let's not have a repeat of what happened during this week last time against New England. Let's go and truly dominate the Cincinnati Bengals. And yeah, you can see kind of where we've been right now with our schedule here too. Um, yeah, what's good is that, hey, we've normally rebounded off of losses pretty well if we're going against a quote unquote bad team. Early in the season, started out 0-2, but then got a 3-game win streak, lost to the Chargers, then got another couple wins, lost to Baltimore, got blown out, and just couldn't execute the last play of the game, ended up losing to the Chiefs, but then that started a 4-game winning streak for us, which was awesome to see us rebound from that. Now we lose a really disappointing game to the Chargers, and let's go ahead and get to 10 wins. Let's do it at Cincinnati. What is good news for the Broncos is that Cincinnati, I think they've only won a couple of home games throughout their year. They've won a home game against the Cleveland Browns, and they've won against the Raiders. Outside of that, they've lost all of their home games. So this is definitely an environment in which the Broncos can come in and play really, really well. It's going to be important to make them one-dimensional. We know that Joe Burrow is playing at an MVP year. Look at this, almost 4,300 passing yards, 39 passing touchdowns to 8 interceptions. He's been great. Now, are they going to have some injuries on the offensive line in which our pass rush could absolutely eat? Yes. We'll see who ends up practicing as those injury reports are released. But I think things are looking good from our ability to get pressure on Joe Burrow, but it's going to be important for us not to let him scramble around. Um, Obviously, a dangerous passer. And if we get Riley Moss back, I think that's just going to take some pressure off of our defense. Maybe they've been, sometimes when a guy is out, you try to do too much. That's almost kind of what it feels like with our defense right now. If Riley Moss returns this week and we truly have two cornerbacks that can go after, play man with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, then maybe we can see some more attention given to Mike Gesicki or Chase Brown in the passing game. I Andre Iosivas, he's an Ivy League guy. I think he might have played at Yale, but he's also a nice weapon that they have. But we can't let Zach Moss run all over us like we've allowed the Chargers to run all over us. This is not an offensive line that's built in that same way. And hopefully we can see our team truly come out with aggression to go seize what is theirs. This is a young team. Getting into the playoffs is going to mean so much. And, I know some people have brought this up with Mike Shanahan, his last 2 years here. Had to win one game in the last 3 to make the playoffs. And I think we lost 3 in a row to end the season, back-to-back years, if I remember correctly, 2008, 2009. I don't think this team is built like that. And they need to show that, hey, they can beat a red-hot team, that they can come out here and play their best football in a month. Again, it doesn't matter how you play at the beginning of September if you're playing your best football in December. And we've been a little Jekyll and Hyde a little bit. We've been a little bit up and down. But this game against the Cincinnati Bengals is ours for the taking. I truly believe that. And we're going up against one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We truly need our defense to find their elite form again and play, I think, the best ball that they've played in a month in order for us to get this victory. Bo Nix, I thought, played fine against the Chargers, but he wasn't pushing the ball downfield for various reasons. Some of that had to do with the wide receivers. I also think some of that had to do with him not wanting to throw picks. Let's get him playing confident, loose, not scared to play big-time football, right? I want to see him when the pressure is on, see him, find that moment, take this moment, make it his own. You see Jaden Daniels has had some legacy-building moments this season. And Bo Nix has had a couple of those as well. If I'm remembering correctly, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks? This is the time for Bo Nix to have another iconic moment in his rookie season. We need him to play really well. Hopefully we can have a run game that Sean Payton sticks with, and he doesn't get out of his, what's working for him, even if it might not be sexy. But I loved what we saw from Audric Estime on his 9 carries. Let's continue to give him work along with Blake Watson. If one of those guys can step up and truly have a big-time game for us, that gives us a fantastic chance of going into Cincinnati, getting the victory, and showing that this team has taken a serious step, even with $50 million in dead money, to a quarterback that's leading the Pittsburgh Steelers to the playoffs. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back again tomorrow. As always, go Broncos.